Probably not. I remember
Yeah.
that trade. So this is the way you want to look at that. So when you got pulled out of the trade, that means that the market was moving in the right direction. That's how you got pulled out. That's how you made the profit. The only way
Right.
you would have made if like so when you try to get in the second time, the only way you would have gotten pulled in the second time is if the market had moved backwards enough to pull you in, but it had already started moving. So unless it went backwards somewhere in that trade is the only time, because the only way you can get pulled in is if the market rotates and goes backwards a little bit. That's how you get pulled in. But because you were pulled out with a profit, we already know the trade is going in the right direction. So unless the trade did a U-turn and came back, is the only way you would have been pulled in. So a lot of times when you try to get in on that second round, it's probably not going to pull you in because it's probably already taken off in the right direction. So it's likely that it won't come back and get you.
Okay. So really, if I wanted to get in a second time, I just should have got in like just at the market and just watched it, I guess.
Yeah, but that particular trade and most of them probably won't. By the time you're getting pulled out with a profit, it's like the trade that I just called just now. It's at a $20 profit right now. So if you've exited out of that trade, or if you set up a work order, it's not likely that it's gonna go backwards and go back to the starting point that we wanted in order to pull you in. It's already taken off now, so it's probably just going where it's gonna go, and it's probably a done deal at this point.
Okay.
So
So I
you don't
guess it's
want
not,
to. Oh, go ahead, Deidre.
I was just getting ready to say, I guess it's not worth it. Even though I got my profit early, I guess it's just not worth it trying to get back in it.
Right, because like let's say we get in at on a sale. In this case, it was $40. If you got in the trade at around, I know you took it at market, but let's just say it was $40, and you made a $10 profit, or let's just say you made a $20 profit. So now the market itself is at $20 because 40 minus 20 is 20. If you took that $20 profit and now you want to get back in the trade, well, now the market is at $20, meaning if you got in at face value, you would be risking $80 to make 20. But if you set the work order for $40, but you need the market to go back to $40 to pick you up. It usually is not going to do that. Once you
Okay.
have your profit, you probably just that trade's probably kind of done because it's not likely that it's going to come back and get
Okay. I got you.
you. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Um, that was a good observation too, and I would say
Yeah,
because it's not like Forex where you kind of jump in and ride the wave if it's a buy and you just jump in and ride the wave because then you could really end up losing at that point, right, Janine? Because
yeah, correct.
you want to follow that 60/40. So if you're just trying to jump back in at market price at wherever it is, you don't want to do that because then you're not following the strategy and it's then you're getting in at a higher price and then you could end up
Right.
losing. And I've done that several times in Forex and it's not fun, so I don't do that anymore.
Mm.
All right. So good question. Go ahead, Miss Jane.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that was really, really helpful. The last question helped me a lot because I've tried the same thing and couldn't quite follow it. So that was great. And also just the last call you made, that was very fast because I was out within like 10 minutes, I think, with
Yes,
my profit, which is great, right?
yes, it is.
Oh, Winnie.
And so I have a question, just maybe you could help me clarify, the 40/60, that's not the price, is it? Like I'm getting a little confused about the price, like the value, what do you call them, the ticker on the left or the far
Strike
left? Is
price.
that the strike price? That's the price of the the coins or whatever they are, or I'm getting confused between the strike price and the price. I'm always doing 40/60,
Hmm.
but sometimes I'm getting a little confused by the two. The 40/60 is just what we're wagering. Is that what it is?
Yep, that's a good way to put that. So the strike price is actually the very point between the current, like let's say AUD USD. That's the point where we're saying at the end of this trade, the market is going to either be above or below this particular strike price. That depends on whether we're buying or selling. The
Okay.
actual 40/60 is how much that contract or that strike price is going to cost us to get in the trade.
Okay. Okay. And then to see our 40 or 60, sometimes I flip over and look at the chart because I'm kind of watching where it's going and stuff. That's the little squares, right? The little red square and little blue square. That's that number that we're seeing
Are you talking about on the Nadex charts?
on the Nadex chart. Yeah, just because I like to watch and see what's going on
Yeah.
sometime.
The
So,
red, I guess they're called candles. I don't really look at the Nadex charts, but the red candles mean then it depends on the time frame of your candles. I think you can set it for 1 minute or 5 minutes, or there's
okay.
increments. But the red candle means that whatever that time increment is, if it's 5 minutes, that means that the market went down that much in 5 minutes. If it's a 5-minute candle, the
Okay.
blue means that's when it went up.
Okay, so those squares that have numbers in them, that's what you're talking about. Not literally the candles on the left side, but yeah, right there. That right there. That's what you're talking about, right? Those two.
Let me
This
look.
is our price, right, Janine?
That's our price that you're pointing at right now?
This is what it would cost us to get in and out.
Okay, so like if we're at something and we're waiting to be pulled in, we can see how close it is before we're going to get pulled in by those numbers right there.
Yes, and then also here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right, Janine?
Cool.
You're muted, I'm
Let's see.
sure.
Okay.
I gotta stop doing that. Yes, that is correct.
I
I'm
already
trying to watch
I
my
already know
trade,
you.
and every time I flip to watch my trade to see what my trade is doing, it puts me on mute, and that's why I keep forgetting that I'm on mute. But yeah, that's correct.
Okay, that's fantastic. That really, really helps. And then the last thing I want to mention earlier.
Is this the same Jane Crane?
Hello?
Did someone just say your name?
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Jane Crane, the same person.
Let me remove that person. Hold on.
Thank you.
Let me remove you. Remove. It's probably the same person that jumps on all the time and they just say crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My name is kind of catchy too. The last thing is that earlier, a couple of us couldn't find the ticker price right in our demo, and then he ended up refreshing, and I went out and came back in, and it worked that way. So we couldn't literally find the exact ticker until we
And when she
refreshed.
says ticker, she means strike price, guys.
Strike price. Sorry. Yeah, strike price.
So
Sorry.
remember on your demo, if you leave your demo idle too long, you're gonna need to refresh or sometimes log out and log back in. Because if it's just sitting idle, it's kind of behind. So that's why you couldn't find the strike price earlier and you logged out, logged back in, and it was there. So just
Awesome.
refreshing of the screen, guys, when you're in your demo, remember that's why you'll see quite often, like while we're on these calls, just keep refreshing so it can kind of catch up.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. That was fantastic.
You're welcome, Jane. Thanks for your input. I appreciate them every call. All right. Okay, this person, let me remove you again because you're back. Get off the call.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I gotta see how to. 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second.
Scamming people. You're just scamming people. That's what you do. Scammers. Trying to
Okay.
get money off your friends and family, aren't you? You're just bottom feeders.
Off the call.
Oh my
And
God.
everyone
I gotta
doesn't
find
believe
you.
it because they don't do their proper research. Do your research on this company that you're listening to. They're liars. They're
This
just
isn't
fooling
a
you're doing
company.
trading. You're not doing trading. You're manipulated out of your USDT. They do it for a living and they're professionals. Do not listen to what they are saying.
Sir, get off the call. I think it's someone that was on another call we did for someone. Like, you have to understand trading. This is why we do what we do, guys, with Nadex, because everybody is responsible for their own trading. And so anyways, let's move on. Jane, did you have another question or is your hand just still up?
Oh, no, sorry, I'll put it down. I forgot.
Okay. No, you're fine. All right, Howard, go right ahead.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
We can, sir.
Okay. So I'm still learning to like when I could take trades personally with my schedule. Last week was pretty good. I was able to time things. Yesterday was a little rough. Learn my lesson. So I guess my big question is, so if there's a trade that's called at a particular time, and let's say I get, you get caught up in a meeting or whatever, you don't get to it till like maybe 20 minutes later. Is it even worth trying to get in? Is it especially like the hourly ones, or is it too late?
So, like I always say when that question is asked, it's not as much about a time factor as it is where is the market at the very moment you're trying to get in the market. So, again, if we're doing a buy, we set it for 60. You come into the trade, or you see it, or you're trying to come in 15 minutes later. If the market is at like 75, you can still get in the trade, but you can set it for 60 and see if it pulls you into the trade. But it could be that same 10 or 15 minutes where the market is below 60. It could be at 55. You can get in the trade right then and there. As long as your risk is lower than 60, you can get in the trade. And that's kind of the only thing you really need to look at when you're getting in the trade. You don't want to risk more than $60. So it's not a time thing because it is the market and it just depends on market movement. Usually during the US session, during the morning, the market moves a little bit faster. So after 15 or 20 minutes, the market may have, done its thing and, you may not get pulled in, but in the evening time, the market moves a little slower. You have a little bit more opportunity to get in the trade if you don't see it right then and there. I try to make it my business to call every trade as far as the hourly trades at the 15-minute, like before 15 minutes after the hour. I usually call it between 7:08 and like 7:12. I mean, not 7, 8:08, 8 minutes after the hour to like 12 minutes after the hour, somewhere in there. But by 15 after the hour, I'm usually telling you if I don't have a trade, I'm just saying that, the trade is the next, we'll do it for the next hour. So I do that so that you guys can kind of know at the beginning of the hour, she might be calling a trade. She's looking for a trade. You can kind of be aware. That gives you a little bit more opportunity to know that she may be calling a trade soon.
Right. Yeah. So I definitely experimented with that and have actually gotten in, set the limit and gotten pulled in. A few I have not gotten pulled in. So, but it's definitely helpful information about the market moving quicker in the morning because that's seems to be when I'm having challenges if I miss the actual alert.
Right. Yes. So
Okay.
like I said, I do my best to get those trades in right as soon as I can at the beginning of the hour, so you can kind of know to expect the trade, so you're not caught off guard.
Yep. I appreciate it. Thank
No
you.
problem. You're welcome.
Oh, I'm sorry. One other
Let's
quick
appreciate
question.
that you're getting scammed, eh? Let's do something about this. Let's stand together as humanity and stop people from getting scammed with crypto thieves.
Sir, you're not even on the right call. 1 second.
Right.
You're not even on the right call.
Well, what call should I be on? One without the
I have
scammers?
no clue because we're not doing crypto. You were on another call that we
Well,
did.
you're doing trading and you're
Now,
asking
listen
people
to
to
what I'm
sign up
saying.
and you give
But
commissions to people. It's just another trading
there's
academy.
no
If
commission
you read and do
given.
your research, you'll find this is just a rebranded
And no,
vomit of puke
I'm
from
sorry
other
you're on the wrong
companies.
call.
I'm not on the
You're
wrong call.
absolutely on
You
the wrong
can just
call.
gaslight me if you like, but you really need to think about what you're doing. Get it.
When you
And
want to
stop
stay and hear the
taking
information, I can definitely send you over
what
the
information. This is just
so you
clever
can understand what
terminology.
we're doing.
It's just clever crypto terminology to fool people into thinking that they're doing something legitimate. And
Okay.
you have
Well,
people in
okay.
here. It's
Stop
like going
talking
into
for
the
a minute.
casino and
Stop
having
talking for a
people
minute.
at the tables who are on the payroll. Everyone in here is chanting other people in
I
here to
apologize, guys.
carry
Hold
on.
on so I can figure out how to.
Oh, hold on, no, we'll kick him out and he'll come back again. Well, you can't kick me out because I'm living in here. I'm part of the internet. And I'm going to keep coming after you bastards because you're bottom feeders. And if you have to use Zoom to promote your bloody products, then you've got to question your IQ, really, don't you?
Hold on, guys.
Oh, hold on, guys. I'll get him out of here. I'll get him out of here and he'll go away and then he'll come back again.
Hold on, Janine. I'm trying to figure out how to.
Oh, no problem.
I'm trying to figure out how to use the internet. My name's Frank Spencer. Frank Spencer knows how to use the internet. Betty, where's my slipper?
Mommy, who is it?
One second.
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Oh, we should close down the Zoom meeting.
Yo, you ain't got nothing better to do? I know you got something better to do.
Hello.
Let's see.
I know you got something better to do.
Ooh, what's that noise?
Okay. Well, we're definitely not doing crypto, so he's just definitely jumped on the wrong call.
Exactly. I'm like, we don't even do
Oh my
crypto.
goodness.
You
You're not worried. We rocking with you. Let's
All
go.
right.
That
Okay.
guy makes a living doing that.
I
on
do not
YouTube,
make a
so-
living from Zoom.
Yes, you
What a
do.
dumb, low-minded, low-fruit exercise saying I make a living from it. I do it because I'm trying to stop people from getting scammed. And
I
that's
think we should all just leave.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to,
Yeah.
because somehow he just keeps popping in on like
Reagan,
all
Reagan Smith.
Yeah,
No.
don't let him win.
You like your phone
Don't
number
let him
along with
win.
Mike Ace, who's a scammer and Boomerang?
Don't let
This is
him win.
amazing.
He's
A lot of
doing
people
this
from
so
Boomerang
that
are
you will
scammers.
quit. Do not let him win.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm trying to just remove like, okay, I'll just pay attention to I'm gonna mute. Let me see. I'm trying to see let me stop sharing for a second so I can see. Yeah, these people like this, they jump on, I don't even know how they get into Zooms, but like clearly you were in Boomerang, or I've never been in Boomerang. I don't even know what he's talking about. Crypto,
Right.
that. So he might still jump on. Let's keep moving. Maybe he'll
Okay.
pick something that he likes and he can really trade on his own.
Or learn something new.
Right. Let's learn something new, and maybe if you talk to us first, because we've been successful in all of our network marketing companies we've been in.
Right.
And we've never said that any of them are a scam. It's how you work them, but clearly people just don't get it.
Nope.
But again, all right, let's move forward. So next person, go ahead and raise your hand, or you can just unmute and go ahead and ask your question. Then we'll go ahead and take some trades.
Okay.
Anyone? This back a yard. I don't know who that is. I'm probably gonna go ahead and. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead and unmute. Anyone else have a question? And then we can take a practice trade. We can practice getting setting a profit target, because I know we have a couple of new people on here.
I think everybody's out of the trade, the one that I called at 8 o'clock. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Everybody's out with profit, I believe. They should be.
All right. Perfect. So does anyone have any questions? You guys can unmute.
Janine, real quick, this is Jane. And again, I'm 6 hours behind you. The last trade of the day is what time in your time? I'm just trying to get my.
It expires at 11 p.m. Eastern time.
But what's your last call time? Do you know?
It's supposed to be, because we're doing 1 and 2 hour trades. It would normally be 10 o'clock, but sometimes the market is really, really flat at around 10. So usually it's going to be 9 o'clock.
Okay,
Eastern
that helps.
time. And sometimes it's 10, but usually 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. That helps a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay. This is Kendrick. I'm a little confused on when we do a buy and the strike price is listed. I want to make sure I'm doing this 60-40 split right. Explain to me, if you would, please, what I'm supposed to be looking at, and then versus the blue sell, if I'm going to get into that. I'm sorry. I was a little confused.
Okay, so the red is the sell. Let me open up my screen.
And
Reagan, can you?
Yeah, I can take.
Yeah, go into the 8 to 10 EUR USD.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going into the 10 p.m. expiry for anyone that might be brand new on here. Okay.
Okay, so the red column would be the sell. So whenever I post and it says sell, we're always going to look at the red column. And then the blue column is actually the buy column. So in this case, we'll just do the strike price 1.1122
On a sell?
on a buy.
On a buy.
Yeah.
All right. So we're over here. So I could go in at market, or we could set it and it's just going to pull us in anyway.
Right.
Okay. So should I go ahead and set it so that
Yeah, go ahead and set it.
doing that? Okay. So
Yeah.
we're going to set our limit GTC. So we're going to make the price 60. So it's 60 max loss, profit 40. So we're going to place the trade. Order received, and it automatically pulled us into positions because the market was already close and there.
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead, Janine.
All right. So that's a buy. Oh, can you open up USD JPY? And we're gonna try to get a sell on that one because we didn't have one for the other one.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Let's do 141.86. Is that? Let me open up my screen.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. So yep. So we're gonna do a sell. So we're gonna pull it from the red column.
Okay. And we would set this at 40.
40. Mm-hmm.
Double check 60 max loss, profit 40. Place it. Order received. And it went ahead and pulled us in because the market was already close to 40.
Right.
Okay. And then what was the question exactly? I'm sorry.
Hey, hello. Hey, at Reagan, right? This is Reagan.
Yes.
Your name?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hey, so I noticed the last one you did, this one that you just did, you get the 60, you did the sell, changed it to 40. I usually look at the probability ITM to see the probability of it being successful, and it was below like 50. It was like around 40%. And does that matter? Does it matter the probability of it being successful?
You mean before you actually get in the trade?
Yeah, because when you did the 40, it was saying that it was saying the probability was about 48% or something. I usually don't like to take it unless it's like over 50%. So does that matter?
It usually when if it's before you're getting in the trade, anything that's happening in that little ticket, except for the max loss and the max profit, because the market is moving so fast, it doesn't like when you open it up and the market is steadily moving, I don't know how much that probability ITM is moving along with it unless you refresh your screen. The probability ITM that you want to look at is actually after you get in the trade. But because we're doing 40-60, all of the trades at the time that we enter have a 60% chance of winning. At the time, once you get pulled in at the $60 risk. So that's exactly what that number means. So any trade you get in at $60 risk has a 60% chance of winning automatically without looking at any technical analysis.
So it really doesn't matter. So
I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter.
determine.
The one that's more accurate is once you're in the trade and you see the probability ITM on the line item, that's the one that's more accurate. I actually have never paid attention to the one on the ticket. I'd look at the probability once we're in it. So like now this one has an 89% chance of winning. And then the one right below it has an 85% chance of winning. Just that quick.
Right, I can see that now. Okay.
I've been doing it. I've been in the demo. I don't have any issues getting profit when I pick. I do a sell. I pick something close to 40. Do a buy. Pick something close to 60. I don't have any issues getting profit when I'm on my demo. But when I get to live, it's like it's close to 40 or 60. I click it and then it automatically goes in the opposite direction, right? And it's in a negative. It's in a negative.
So Mike, when you're taking a trade like that in your live, remember the 60/40 is only part of the strategy. When she's calling her live trades, it's based off of her analysis, not just the 60/40. So whenever you're taking a trade live, are you looking at the market and taking it based off of that, or are you solely taking it in your live based off of the 60/40?
Yeah, solely off 60/40. When you say
No.
looking at the market, what do you
You've been on
mean
here
looking at the market?
you've been on here every time, Mike. Remember that 60/40 is one of the strategies, but her live signals, the signals that she's calling in the signal group, is she's done the analysis of looking at the market and knowing what the market's going to do before she calls those trades. So you only want to practice the 60/40 in your demo like that. You don't want to do just go and find trades that are 60/40 in your live account, because I mean these are winning, but these are still guesses because we weren't looking at the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, cause I thought I'm thinking it's the same, it's supposed to behave the same way, right? The
It
demo and the
does.
live.
But
Yeah, the demo on the
we
live
lose
does.
too in the demo when we're just practicing. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Janine.
No, that was fine because they have, as long as the strike price is aligned, which 9 times out of 10 they do. One pair has a struggle with that. That's the USD CHF. But the rest of them, as long as the strike prices are the same in live and in demo, and I always double check that before I call the trade, they will behave the same. But I think what she's asking is, when you are in your live, are you taking live trades from signals that I'm giving, or are you just going on the 40/60 and just taking live trades based off the 40/60 without any technical analysis?
Yeah, without any checks. I do
Okay,
it both. I do it both. I do it both
Mhm.
when you give your indicators. I use the 60/40, and when I try to do it on my own, I use
Mhm.
60/40. But when I do it on my when I when I was doing it on my own, picking my own trades, I was successful. But now it's like everything's red. Last 2 days, everything just keeps staying red. And it's like the only ones that are profitable are the ones that you choose. So
Yes,
on the live side.
because she's doing technical analysis. So that's why, and we stress that when you're practicing, getting in, when you're just taking trades in your demo account, just so you can practice and understand what you're doing, the only thing you have to go on is that 60/40 of getting in. So you're practicing going in at the right risk to reward price, basically. But when you're in your live, you're not going to just take random, because basically what you're doing right now is just taking random trades based off of just that strategy where we don't want to risk more than 60 to get 40. But you're not taking it based off of, you're actually looking at the market and know that you're supposed to be in a buy or in a sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So pretty much, if I'm going to take a live trade, I should just do the ones that Janine gives.
Only unless you're a trader and you know how to look at the market.
Right.
Right. Okay. And when you say looking at the market, that means like looking at the graphs, checking the news, and all that.
Exactly. Right, Janine?
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
that's correct. Like if you have a skill, or you're familiar with the market and you have an idea, depending on, you have indicators or something on your charts that's kind of giving you a direction to go, is the only time. Because otherwise, just doing the 60/40, you're ultimately kind of just guessing your way through it. Like these two trades we just took, we literally guessed those. I mean, we didn't. So sometimes, but it works until it doesn't, and that's the part. You know what I mean? That's just,
Right.
and usually when we guess, even in these groups and these trainings, they always kind of, not always, but they usually, sometimes they end up in the red because we're just guessing. This just happened to be a luck thing.
Yeah. Because I was doing a one-on-one with someone yesterday, and and we were, just for the sake of understanding how to take the trade, how to set your profit target, we're just guessing. I wasn't going based off of Janine's signals, and they were all losing because there, we're not doing any type of market analysis when we're practicing the strategy. So when we do take her live trades, you know how to get in and set your limit GTC if you've gotten into the trade 10 or 15 minutes after and the prices and you need to set your 60 loss and your 40 profit. So it's just practice with that. But in your live account, you only want to be taking Janine's trades unless you're a trader. Like my 27-year-old son is a trader, so he can take Janine's trades, but he was also taking 1 minute and 5 minute trades because he understands the candles and the trends and he has indicators on his regular, MT4 and things like that, where he can dip in and out of the market. But you don't want to do that if you're not a trader, because like Janine said, then you're just guessing with half of the information. To get in and only risk 60, but you're just guessing on what trade to take at that point.
Because sometimes I'll be thinking, is this thing manipulated? Are they manipulating the numbers? Because like, how is it always near the end? It changes up like that over and over. It's like, it seems like it's manipulated somehow.
Okay, let me address that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm gonna say this real quick because people, that's a misconception. When you're working with other brokers where you're, taking trades against the broker, there's a very good reason to feel like the trades may be manipulated in their favor, because when they lose, you win, and vice versa. Nadex, they're just strictly going by market movement. The reason how I know that is because my technical analysis was on a totally different platform, because when I started trading Nadex, they didn't have charts. So I had to find another source to learn how to read charts. So I'm on a whole different platform that is not affiliated with Nadex at all. Nadex movements and my charting platform, they move exactly the same. So the market just moves quicker, especially on 1 and 2 hour trades. The reason why we love Nadex is because Nadex has no interest. Whether you win or lose, Nadex gets nothing more than the contract fees that they charge. $1 to get in, $1 if you win, and you don't pay anything at the end of the trade if you lose at expiration. So no, nothing is being manipulated. And I do understand why, sometimes people feel that way, but Nadex has nothing if you lose a trade or whether you win or lose, they get nothing. All they do is they'll match buyers and sellers. So if you bought a contract, they're matching you with somebody else. Could be across the country, could be across the world. We don't know, but they're interested in selling the same contract. One of you is going to win the trade and one of you is going to lose the trade. Nadex doesn't care either way because they're going to get their little contract fees or whatever. So I'm glad you said that, because I've been meaning, I keep forgetting to, we like to remind people of that. Nadex is regulated. They are the real deal. So it's just market movement, especially now because we are in the election season. This is my third election season, and the last couple of months before the actual election, it is always kind of like this. That's why I'm being really fickle with these trades. Once the election is over, it's gonna stop. You know what I mean? It's gonna go back to the normal thing. But I think what we're seeing is market movement being so volatile because of everything that's going on in the country with these elections.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And one more thing about the people that keep calling in, because they mentioned my name, Mike Ace. They were mentioning my name because I've been around for a while, and I believe one of them is called Danny the Heck. They are, I believe they're like professional hackers, and that's how they're able to get into and manipulate things. So my suggestion is either you take legal action against them or try to use a different platform other than Zoom to try to get rid of them. Have you guys considered using some other platform other than Zoom?
Well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say real quick, I'm gonna let you handle that one. But I know this is the first time we've had that problem, though, right?
Yeah, it's probably before, but you guys have to remember, like Megan and I have been we've been using Zoom forever. We used to have 1,000 people when we were in another company and we were distributors. We would have 1,000 people on our Zoom, and people during COVID, kids were hacking in. That's just how it is with Zoom. It doesn't matter. Like what type of meeting you're doing. You could be doing a business meeting and they can just hack into it. So, I mean, it's kind of like what you have to deal with sometimes. It doesn't happen often. But like that person, I believe those people were on another call that Megan and I did for someone, and they were in a crypto space. So I think it was just like they're like angry participants in that program that kind of went south. So I think that's why you're seeing people get on our calls now, because we do have people from that program that are students in our Nadex program now. So I think they're kind of just thinking that we're doing the same thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we did think about guys, because in the Telegram, in our Signal, in the Signal channel, it's a channel on Telegram, and you can actually live stream straight in there. But I don't think you guys would be able to talk while we're live streaming. So Megan and I were talking about that today. Now on our Q&A chat, that's just a regular Telegram group, and we can do a group chat in there and share screen and things like that. So we were kind of toying around with it today anyway, of maybe doing some of our calls inside of the Telegram chat, but we'll probably like test it out this weekend or something and see if you guys I think if we do it in the Q&A, then people can unmute and your video, you pop in, it's almost kind of like a group video chat. So that's something that we were thinking about doing anyway, but I don't see them getting on our calls very often. It's just, I think when
because I know they did it before, like a couple of weeks ago, they did it. Yeah. So
yeah, that's because we did a call for someone, and they were in the crypto space, and I think they just are associating us with that group. We weren't in the program; we just did a call for their group. So,
but I thought this was a paid space. I thought we had to pay in order to be part of your Telegram group. How are they able to get access to the Zoom?
well, the Zoom is the Zoom, because you're in our paid Telegram chat, but Zoom, like we could be doing a Zoom. I could just be on a Zoom with somebody and somebody can hack in. It's just Zoom's platform. I don't know how hackers are hackers. They can get in.
Can you change the password?
Yeah, we can change the password, and that's probably what we'll do. We'll change the password, but the only thing is like when we change the password, and if we send the call, send the link out and things like that, then people are still able to get on. But if it becomes a problem, a consistent problem, then we'll do something different. But we're kind of used to this. At least there's no naked people on here, because during COVID, they would pop in and they would be naked on there and all kind of stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they will be playing porn and hacking into people's computers. I mean, they're really bad. They're really, really bad. They're like actually hacking into the people's computers while so as you're watching the Zoom, and if you share your screen, they can hack into your computer and try to get your IP address. So they're horrible. So yeah.
Well,
anything you can
we'll
do.
move on. We'll move on. They're not on here now, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mike.
All right.
So, Mike, I hope that helps you not to take any random trades in your live account. Now, the original person that asked the question about this trade, did you get your question answered?
Yes, Reagan, I did. Thank you so much. And I mean, I'm understanding better, so that helped. I don't even know how I got switched around with the red being the buy, and so, but I've been successful. I made $10, so we're gonna continue to make that progress.
Yes.
And if you need me to jump on with you or anything like that, just shoot me a text and we can always jump on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And don't be dismayed. We're doing the right thing, and this is a blessing. So I appreciate you all.
No problem. Thank you for that. All right. We have some hands up. So I'm not sure who was first. There's Sean, Corey, and Yolanda. I hope I'm saying it right. So whoever unmutes first, go ahead.
Hello. Hi. This is Yolande.
Yolande,
Good day.
thank you. Go right ahead.
And I just want to tell you that I do appreciate so much all of you, what you're doing and educating us. It's invaluable. I'm on here. I'm learning, and I have a question in terms of my ability to get on and do some trading, and that's because I live in Canada. And this means that I can't go on to the Nadex. So I am hoping that you have some news about that, because I'd really like to know if there are any platforms that you present that are able to get on from Canada and other countries.
Great question. Yes, ma'am. So we are working, we're demoing one of our indicators right now, which is a futures indicator. Futures is like NAS, and NAS 100 is what we would be trading with that particular indicator. Still all the same market, so you can actually use the indicator, to take other trades in Forex,
Okay.
currencies as well.
Okay.
So we're demoing that right now, and then our other trader that we're partnering with, I talked to him just a couple hours ago, and that indicator, which is just Forex only, not indices or futures or anything, and he got the indicator back, but they always want to back test and demo. And demo it before they release it. So again, I'm thinking, he said, you should have updated whatever he added to it back in this week, by the end of the week, and then he's going to demo it for a week before we fix it. So we do have two things that we're working on to bring out for all of our international, and especially for Canada, because we have a lot of people in Canada.
All right. Wonderful. Good news. So I'll tell my team, because they're all waiting. We've been able to see a few of your trainings, so I'll let them know the good news. Thank you so much.
Yes, let them know we have two things coming, and I know we've said it before, but we're kind of at the mercy of the traders. The futures indicator I have now. I'm just going through the training and demoing with that trader before we can put it out and kind of see how we want to release that one. The other one, not quite ready yet, but it will be good, because with both of them, it's focusing on going through the demo, then getting a challenge account, or what's called a prop firm account.
Right.
Passing the prop firm challenge, and then trading where, you may do a challenge that's 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 challenge that we can pass with the indicators. And then you'll also be able to trade that prop firm account, which that just basically means you're trading with the broker's money. Let's just say you pass $25,000 prop firm, you pass it. Now they give you a real $25,000 to trade with. There's different stipulations of how much you can lose, how much you can be in drawdown, but that's when you can start not putting money in your own personal live account. You're trading with a funded account, is what they call it, a funded account, and then they give you a percentage of the profits of the trades that you make. It might be a 90-10 or 80-20. That's like what the big boys are doing. So you might see a lot, if you start getting in the trading space, guys, people online like, oh, we'll pass the funded account for you, or the prop firm challenge. Be mindful that they will charge $1,000. Like my friend I was talking to today, he's like, well, we can pass it for you, but it's $500 to get the challenge and for them to pass it for you. But the thing that you guys need to understand is, once they pass it for you, if you still don't know how to trade, you're you're going to lose the account anyway. You're
Mhm.
going to blow it. You're not going to make any money because you don't technically know how to trade, or you don't have an indicator to assist you to tell you when to take a buy or sell. So be very leery of just everybody in the trading space that can trade charging you $500, $1,000 to pass a challenge that you're not going to be able to really utilize to pass a funded account. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Keep it up. Keep going.
Thank you for that. Oh,
Okay.
all right. Megan, are you on here with your hand up? Because that's Megan's phone number. That's strange. I don't think that's her on here, but it says her number. It's probably the hacker. Okay, Corey or Sean, go ahead.
Hi, Reagan. Good night.
Good night.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
I wanted to know if you could do one favor. Could you zoom out of this chart? And I have a question in regards to, if we look on the right, we'll notice some strike prices starting from the bottom. You'll notice a strike price at 1.1114. Then the other strike price, which look like it goes up 4 times. I'm not sure if we call that pips, up to the other one, 1.1118. Then the other one that goes up to 22, then 26. What are those indicating? So if you look at that price where your mouse is right now, you'll see 1.1114.
Yes, so that's the Janine. So that's the strike price, but indicative price, right? Go ahead, Janine.
No, I think I was trying to kind of understand this question, because I don't understand the question, I don't think. Which numbers are we talking about?
Where Reagan's mouse is right now, by that strike price, I think I'm calling it. Yeah, where it has 4. Then if we go up, you'll see one in blue again that ends in 8. Then there's another one that ends in 22. Why do we have those specific strike prices aligned in that way?
Oh, to the right. The numbers in the blue?
Yeah, why?
Oh,
And it looks like it goes up 4 pips,
right
I'm assuming.
He's just asking what this is the strike price that coincides with the strike prices for this particular trade.
Right, that's what I was going to look.
This
So
particular pair.
yeah, those are just the strike prices that we should see those when you open up the expiration, like when we're choosing the red or the blue column. Those should be the same. Those are the same strike prices. They just move them over to the right, so you can kind of see where the market is coinciding with the different strike prices.
Okay, because I did want to know if it was associated with what we see on the left.
Yes.
It's just showing you in the graph.
Yep, that's correct.
The reason I was asking, and the reason why I asked to zoom out so that I could see more of the candles, is I do know, based on what Mike was saying earlier, when you get into a trade, sometimes you notice that trade automatically goes to negative, which is normal, but then it stays in the negative. I kind of was trying to analyze the movement of the candles in regards to looking at that buy or sell. And if it's at the sell price and you're doing below 40, but you look at your graph and it's green, is that an indication that you should not go into that trade because you're analyzing the graph? I'm hoping not to get too technical because I kind of know how to read a graph a bit. So based on that 5-minute chart, and you look at the direction the graph is going, say now we're in a sell. It's supposed to be going down, but we see it green.
That was I was on the 5-minute chart. So let me change to the 1 hour.
Okay.
And it is a bit technical because if you don't know how to read the candles, if you and the candlestick Bible is in the playbook. So if you want to start learning, what the candles mean, and because there's a lot to it, head and shoulders, support and resistant, there's all kinds of different things. So if you're not a trader, I would say, so Sean, if you said, kind of analyzing the graph, which they're candles, like this is, green, it's the buy, red is the sell. You might want to start looking at the candlestick Bible. If you're wanting to learn, if you're wanting to dig deeper into learning about the market. And Janine, did you want to add anything to that?
The only thing I do want to say when it comes to looking at the Nadex charts or any charts, these are just naked charts that are just giving you movement. So the thing that I had to like really learn how to understand was what we're looking at. The market always looks perfect when we look to the left. So even though like now you might consider this on an uptrend, if you don't have something that's telling you that the market is supposed to go down, you really don't know. The next candle could be red, and the next two candles after that could be red. You know what I mean? So just looking at a naked chart is really only telling you what the market is doing in real time. But we can't make any kind of judgment calls on what the market may do just looking at a naked chart. All this is doing is just showing us current movement. We can't determine from just looking at this Nadex chart with nothing added to it which direction it's supposed to go. We just know which direction it came from.
Okay, understood. Could we go back on the 5 minute real quick?
Mm-hmm. And we're not trading on the 5 minute chart, guys, just so you know. I needed to change that anyway. But yeah, this is the 5 minute.
Okay, thanks. All right. I think I got the answer that I needed.
Okay.
And that's when indicators come into play. If you're a trader, like you're gonna know. Can you guys see? Hold on. Hold on. I just did something weird. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it on that one. I'll share at the end because I don't want to get off track. I'll kind of share with you what an indicator looks like and how, because when you're, what you said, Janine, is perfect because we're looking at the market of what it's doing right now. But when you have like indicators on your MT4 or trading view, because this is still the same Forex market if you were trading Forex on MT4 with a broker. But indicators, that's when it starts telling you where you can go to the 4 hour, or you can go, you got to look at everything as a whole. You might look at a 15-minute, a 1 hour, and a 4 hour all side by side. And I'll show you guys at the end of the call what I'm learning right now with this futures indicator of all the stuff that you really have to look at to know what the market is going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll show you guys at the end so we don't go too far deep into something that's not going to assist you right now of taking the trades and understanding how to get in, get out, and set your profit target. Is that fair?
Yes. Thanks, Reagan.
You're welcome. Good question though. Okay, Corey, did you want to unmute? And while Corey's unmuting, anyone, I know it's 9:30, and these calls tend to go a little bit longer because you guys just hang out on here, but don't feel like you have to stay on. If you don't have a question or you're comfortable taking, you're taking the trades in demo and you're feeling comfortable to get ready to transition into your live of taking the signals live.
Yes, hello. I was just reading the reviews and it only has a 2.9 on this website. Has anybody else encountered errors?
Corey, are you in the program or are you, because you're gonna, I don't know if you're, ask the question again, because I don't know if you're somebody that just jumped on or if you're in the program.
I kind of jumped on midway. I read the reviews on Trustpilot, and it's got really bad reviews. I was just wondering if anybody else had.
Okay, so Corey, since you want to be on here and the spotlight can be on you, because I don't think you're in the program, right? So if you're just jumping on and you want to
Well, I
be
watched what you said, and then
Okay.
I also look at reviews and testimonials. So, I was
Okay,
just, if there's anyone on here besides you,
so pause for a
who either
minute.
had problems or good experience.
So
You
pause
have to
for
take everything into consideration.
but I need to ask you a question. So what are you looking on Trustpilot reviews for Nadex?
Well, it's saying a lot of people are depositing money in and then having a hard time actually executing trades.
On Nadex?
Yes.
We trade every day. We've been
Well,
listen.
Have you read the reviews? It's like majority of them are negative, yet there's a few good reviews, but majority of them are negative.
Okay, and you are aware that Nadex is a U.S. regulated exchange, not a broker. It's not a network marketing company. It's not a crypto scam that you've probably been in because you didn't do your research. So
I haven't never been in a crypto scam, unlike Mike Ace, who made a comment earlier about something like that.
Okay. So if you're not in the program, this is our personal training call. I need you to get off or I can remove you. Are you
Why do I have to get off?
Because you're not in our program. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove you.
No, I actually am in your program.
Let me talk
And was that
to him,
regulated?
Reagan.
Find something.
Reagan, this is Miss Taylor. Are you in everybody's chat? We just kicked you out of our chat. Now you're in this one. This is one of Danny's friends that he started calling everybody that's in our group, calling them this past weekend. Haven't you? And I suggest if he start calling you guys, make a police report. I do have his information and his phone number. So enough is enough.
Okay, well, thanks for that, because usually that's what they do. So thanks for confirming.
Yeah,
that.
I do have his information.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yes.
can send that over. Because I do notice like whenever they start, then they just jump in.
Yeah, but Reagan, you're gonna have to clean this group out. You're gonna have to make it what we did in our other group, because he has several names in this group. And so what we just did as a group, we closed out, we're on a WhatsApp. We closed that whole WhatsApp out and we made another one because he's in here more than 1, 2, and 3 times.
Okay.
This is, and you're gonna have to talk to everybody and write down everybody's name that's on this in this program, and you're gonna have to monitor everything in there because he's in here permanently. He's in here about 5 different times, and that's the way Danny works.
Okay.
So he is one of Danny's friends. It's about 5 of them. Sue might be in here as well, but it's about 5 of them.
Okay, so Ingram, we'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
Because I know it's in our Telegram group, like they're not in the Telegram group, they're just jumping into the Zoom because because the Zoom is basically open, guys. So
yeah, you're gonna have to shut it down and monitor your Zoom.
Yeah, that's all. And I don't know why Zoom, like as much money as they make, they need to figure this out. But it's been going on for years and years. So we have to change our password often. So we'll change the password for the next call.
Okay, we'll talk afterwards.
We'll talk afterwards.
They will have to be bothered with this.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. All right. Patrick, go ahead. Patrick's one of our new students. Sorry, Patrick, you got on that. They're usually not crazy like this.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I made it. I'm on the demo, and I put in the last trade that or the last signal that was posted, and I put it in a limit like to get it at 40, and it took me in at 48. Do you know why it would do that?
Yeah, that's because it's a sell, and we typically do 40-60, which means you're risking 60 to make 40. When you tried to enter the trade, it was at 48, which means that you're actually risking 52 to make 48. So the risk is lower when you were trying to get in the trade. Nadex is always going to give you the lower risk. So because your risk was automatically lower than 60, they gave you the $52 risk.
Okay. Okay.
Which is a good thing, right, Janine?
Yeah.
It really is a good thing.
Yeah, I was looking at it backwards.
No, that's
Yeah.
perfect though, Patrick. I'm glad that because nobody's really ever said that. So, and that's what happened on this trade right here. When I took this trade, I set the limit GTC on this one. If you guys can see my mouse moving around, I set it for the 60-40, but it pulled me in at 44, so it had me risking less.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna get $44.
Yeah,
Right.
at expiry. And then Patrick, one thing that we talk about on here is no, when you're in your demo, like you want to practice setting your profit target, because when you do go live, and depending on your account balance that you start out with in Nadex that you put in there, we suggest not risking, and we can't tell you what to do, disclaimer, this is educational purposes, but typically traders don't want to risk any more than 10%. Now, some of the traders I talk to, they don't risk more than 5% of their account on a trade. So we say 10% or less. So when you start going live, you don't want to take your trades to expiry, although they're even if they win at expiry, if your account balance can't handle it, you want to use proper risk management. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I set profit targets for the trades.
Look at you, Patrick. And you just came in a few hours ago. Good job.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, let me remove, because I see my email address on here, and let me
That is so crazy.
I know, not be able to rejoin the meeting. Hopefully that doesn't kick me out. Oh, stupid people. I'm sorry. Okay. Anybody else have any questions or want me to take another trade or on these are nice. I wish I was in these right here. Like in real life.
Right.
Anybody else? If not, class can be dismissed. If no one else has a question. All minds clear?
Sounds like it.
Okay. All right. Well, despite the interruptions, I think we still got a lot accomplished. I mean, I learned some new stuff.
I have one question.
Yes, let's go right ahead.
On my demo account, it says it'll expire in 12 days. What does that mean? Or you have the option to do forever?
Yes, good question. So, or good observation. So if you are still in your demo account and you have not set up a live account yet, you want to go ahead and do that. That doesn't mean that you have to put, hundreds of dollars in your live account, but you want to go ahead and go through the application of creating your live account to do your KYC. I say, just put $10 in your live account. So it's sitting over there, because if not, when that 12 days is up less, then your demo account will expire and you can't get it back unless you create a live account anyway. Then you have to turn around and request your demo account to be reactivated. So we want to be proactive.
Well, I do have a live account and it's funded.
It
I
is.
still have this mess. Maybe I did it backwards. Maybe I created the demo first and then came in with the live and funded it, and it's
Yeah.
not recognizing. I'm sorry,
And
ma'am.
yes, and I think somebody else did that too. So my suggestion would be go on, you can submit a support ticket, or when you go to Nadex, can you guys still see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so when you go to Nadex, and I had to tell a couple people this today, anytime that you have questions about the platform itself, click contact, and down here, it's either going to say contact us. If it says contact us, you're just going to enter information and have to wait for them to get back to you. If it says chat with an expert, go ahead and start chatting with them, because you're going to have a live agent that's helping you and you can get all your stuff done. If it's a contact us like this, just go ahead and submit a support ticket. So submit a support ticket and let them know, hey, I have a live account, and I have my demo, but my demo is ticking down, just exactly what you said to me. Can you make sure that my demo and my live are connected so I don't lose my demo account?
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. I got it.
Hope that helps. Yeah, and then you'll be fine, because you probably did do it opposite. So it's like this demo account is floating off by itself, not connected to your live.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have a question? All right. So we're going to go ahead and close out. Thank you guys for being on, and we'll figure out what we want to do, Sunday for our other call. If we continue to have these problems, then we always pivot, right, Miss Janine?
All the time. That's what we do.
All right. Well, thank you guys. You're awesome. Keep trading, keep learning. Reach out, please, if you're having any issues, because we want you to be successful and there's no reason not to be. So just reach out. I'll get on with you. I was on with somebody at midnight the other night, so I'm up.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.